Hi, Chris Hutto here. I'm the Executive Director of the Tulsa Farmers Market. In our farmers market, we have over 70 farmers, ranchers, producers, bakers, chefs, and artisans a part of our membership group. And so a lot of those individuals rely on our market for the majority, if not all, of their income. So when we were forced to close last spring, it was a definite hardship for them, and it was of great concern where their next paycheck was going to come from. So we immediately went to work trying to negotiate with the city of Tulsa how we could reopen in the safest way possible and the quickest way possible as well. Of course, while that conversation was taking place, we realized that we needed to have a solution right away to help in the immediate sense. And so we went to work right away, working with our vendors to find them appropriate licensing so that they could independently set up and sell their goods directly to their consumer without an official farmers market taking place. So we helped them navigate those licenses a bit, found them locations throughout Kendall Whittier so that they could set up and make those connections. But we also used our Farmer Relief Fund. It's a fund that we actually created 2 years ago now, and it was originally used for natural disasters and other things like that to help our farmers get back on their feet. So this seemed like an appropriate use of those funds as well. So we did a little bit of fundraising, and we essentially took that money and purchased food that was ready for consumption, and we bought that at retail prices and then turned around and donated that food to area organizations that were working to feed families that were having difficulty through unemployment or otherwise just struggling to feed themselves and their families. And so this was a huge win-win. Obviously, this was putting income in our farmers' pockets. This was making sure that no food went to waste. And of course, it was helping those that needed it the most have fresh local foods available to them. So we were able to continue that for a few months, working with R&G Foods, as well as Growing Together, and a couple different groups that were feeding their communities. And thankfully, we were able to reopen in June. That was not an easy feat. We are very grateful to have a health department approved plan to allow us to reopen with social distancing protocols, mask mandate, sanitizer at every booth. We have a high risk hour at the beginning of the market for folks to shop. And it really was just a really big hurdle to jump to get the city of Tulsa and others to understand that our farmers market is not just a special event, even though we require a special event permit to exist. We are an essential business, and we represent over 70 essential businesses, and we are just grateful we were able to open when we did. And I am just so pleased to report that perhaps the silver lining of COVID was that people realized just how important shopping local is. We see a lot of interest in people supporting small, locally owned businesses to help them, hopefully help prevent them from folding, and also maybe a renewed awareness in the supply chain of their food. You know, we saw a lot of empty shelves in the beginning of COVID. We saw some issues with beef and other meat since the processing centers were closed due to COVID. It made people realize that maybe it's a little bit more fragile than originally thought. So we ended up seeing a fantastic turnout at the market, and vendors that have been with us for over 24 years, we're seeing some of the best sales they've ever seen. So really for 2021, we're really encouraged, and we think that if this trend continues of interest in local foods, and with cases going down, vaccine distribution going up, and maybe a little bit of cabin fever setting in, we think we're going to have a great year in our market this year. We're also happy to say that we're going to bring back some features that we didn't have last year, such as live music. We're also adding in yoga twice a month at the market. We're going to have interactive demos and DIY activities and nonprofits at our market. A whole lot of fun. So I hope that you guys will come and share in the joy with us as well. Shopping outdoors has been shown time and time again to be one of the safest options available to us right now. So thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of Good News Week, and we hope to see you soon.